Hey, what's up, everybody? It's January 12th, 2020, and this is our weekly outlook video for the day. There's a lot of conflicting signals in the market right now. We had NFP on Friday. The numbers were slightly weak, and we got somewhat of some dollar weakness, but not that much, to be honest, compared to like a weak NFP reading. So the big news this week is what we're going to be looking out for is supposedly the China-US phase 1 trade deal is going to get signed. They've been trying to sign this forever, and that is definitely going to be the biggest market mover for risk. We've been ramping up for this up until, for all of 2019. It's just been pumping and pumping and pumping the stock market. So my question is now that this is about to end, then what happens, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. I really expect some strength out of the Aussie dollar, especially after this happens. It's hard to tell the effect it's going to have on the US dollar, and we're certainly going to get a big move higher in risk appetite, the S&P 500. And the big question is, after that happens, does the S&P turn around? What's going to be pumping it up? They're already starting to talk about phase 2, so I guess they're going to sign phase 1, then move into phase 2 and continue to try and pump the market, continue to pump it, until this next election in 2020 for Trump. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's take a look at our technical charts here, and if this is your first time seeing me, welcome. We have a badass community of traders. We have a lot of fun, and we talk about the markets. We talk about all kinds of stuff, and man, it's a great group of people. Thanks for all the support to people that are in the group. And if that's something you'd like to be a part of, if you'd like to become a better trader, I have tons of content on YouTube. But if you really want to hone your skills, become part of a community, learn the same strategies I'm going to go over here, this is your place. So click on the links and give this video a thumbs up. I do a ton of these videos and a bunch of free content and try to provide as much value as I possibly can. So give it a like. That would be huge. And subscribe to my channel. So that being said, let's talk about the dollar before anything. And these are the charts that sent out to my VIP group, and this is the dollar index. And so if we're looking at this here, the thing about this is that, we had this potential false breakdown. I like to say and teach, the group that a false breakdown usually leads to a breakout. Well, all right, so here we are, false breakdown in the dollar index. And so what's going to happen here? Is the dollar going to strengthen? So this is what I'm talking about in terms of a lot of conflicting signals. So if I was just going to look at this chart, I would say, yeah, we're headed back up to this, to retest this upper trend line here. So you can see we have false breakouts here. And what did that do? Led to a breakdown. So here we are, false breakdown potentially leads to a break higher. So, this is the fine line we're walking right now on the dollar to start off 2020. But on the opposite side of that, keeping in mind that the dollar index is mostly comprised, I think like 54% of the euro against the dollar. To me, it looks like we're still in a breakout pattern here on EURUSD. You can see how, well, these are different time frames and different zoomed out, so you can see how they're juxtaposing each other. I'll go to live chart, sure, and then let me go over here to the dollar index. All right. This is the false breakdown on the hourly chart. But this is what it looks like in the 4-hour. And potentially something similar to double bottom here. I think you could definitely make that argument. And then if we go to the our daily, zoom all the way out, you can see this is the opposite. It's the upside down mirror view of Euro USD. So if we get a rally here, and this is what I'm really going to be watching for this week, if a potential dollar strength coming in, I think it's definitely something to take notes. All the people in my chat room and the VIP group, like if we start to get a rally here in the dollar index, and we're looking at Euro USD, which I know for weeks now I've been saying, wow, this looks like it's going to be a breakout. But the thing is, we've really been unable to follow through. We haven't had the momentum, the volatility. Well, the volatility's been there. It's been, last week was insane, the volatility with the whole war thing. But Iran, World War III, now it's over. But anyways, now if the dollar index starts to rally, we start to get some dollar strength, and then this breaks down and breaks back inside this wedge. And remember what I said, a false breakout typically leads to a breakdown. Then we might see something like this. And of course, we have a lot of layers of support to break through. But they would make sense because a lot, we had this little breakout move. We've had a couple of these false breakouts in the euro. People are starting to switch their positioning a little bit to bearish dollars. And just when that happens, the market makers and banks pull the rug out. And while this is what really is really happening, euro's going back to 105, 108.50. Possibility for sure. But technically, just looking at it from here, if I wasn't looking at the dollar index, I'd say, man, I'm just waiting for this thing to go higher. I think that could be what's going down here. So, the dollar index isn't just a euro. It's mostly the euro, but you also have the cable, the pounds mixed into there. And this looks like another great setup. I think the risk is, I think the pound has some data this week as well. I think tomorrow. So this is going to be super important whether this huge rally in the pound following this recent election continues or if it doesn't. So UJ. So if we're looking at the trade deal, the trade negotiations, clearly we are at a huge resistance level here on a technical basis. If we were just using technicals, I'd say, man, this looks like a great short. And in fact, in the VIP group, we were shorting it here going into NFP. The thing is, the numbers were weak, and we barely got 5 pips to the downside. So I think this is gearing up for a breakout. We just got to get through this zone right here, and 110.5, potentially higher, 112 would be a big possibility here for UJ if we break out of this big old trend line, this big old multi-year trend line. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal for UJ. This whole the trade deal is the thing that we're gonna most likely see some serious yen weakness and Aussie strength, and pairs against yen will be more than likely we'll see them start to rally. So here's gold. We were trying to short this. We got stopped out a couple times, on Friday, which was super frustrating. But the thing is, we're still on the backside of this trend line here. So I think now if we break back inside here and get up here to 1565, we break inside this more or less a throwover line. We could see a move. I'll go to our live chart here. And we could see one last push to the upside before, if we do get the downside here, And if we're just looking at how overbought we are on this daily RSI, on this weekly RSI, plus this massive pin bar, this big, rejection candle here, which, could be, looks like a bit of a stop hunt too, potentially. Just a massive wick here. So that's telling me that, there's some serious resistance. I know that the 1588 is the 61.8 retracement of the all-time high here to this low in this giant formation. So that's where we got rejected. So that makes sense. But what I'm saying is if we did break back above here, a lot of times you might see another high up here while the high isn't confirming on the RSI. So it'd be like RSI is still pointing down like this, creating a big divergence here, and we get a flush to the upside. That would be the possibility if we break back inside the line. That I would think so. So which would create an even better shorting opportunity from the top here. Like don't get me wrong. Since we've broken out of this big bull flag, I think we are going to since we broke out of here, I think we are going higher. 1650, 1700. I think we're going to get a nice lower high. We're going to get a nice dip here before we get another higher high and the trend continues. So my battery's about to die on my computer. So I'm going to wrap this up. The big thing is watching the dollar this week and how it performs with the trade deal. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the chat room. Let's get it this week, man. I really want us to get some solid pips and put some good work in this week. So all right, everybody. See ya. Peace.